Hey y'all, so welcome to my first episode of my motherhood series, because of course everyone wants to know, how is motherhood? And essentially I tell people the same thing, two things: hard as fuck, amazing. It feels like motherhood unlocks like a totally different type of emotion that I've never experienced before, and I just love it so much. Like, even the hard parts, I feel like if it wasn't hard, I wouldn't be motivated to be the best mom I could be, you know? I was just looking at my baby girl today and I was just like, I love her so much, like, as much as the sun rises, like, and yeah, and past that, honestly. So I did an earlier video about the actual labor and delivery story. It is like a brief version on the first picture I posted of Aria on my IG if you want to go there and read it, or I can post the video and talk about it some more. It's up to y'all, just let me know in the comments. Okay, so once she actually got here, I knew I wanted to breastfeed her, but I mean, I didn't read about it, no books or nothing like that. I just thought I would wing it whenever she got here. So I actually couldn't get her to latch. I had no clue what I was doing. She didn't eat for 24 hours. And it just scared me so much. Like, she needed to eat in at least 48 hours. But if she wasn't eating, to do skin to skin. So I just wanted to do that non-stop. And people were coming in, they wanted to see her, and I didn't want anybody to hold her. Like, I didn't even let my mom hold her. Like, I didn't feel like she and I had that connection that we should have had. For some reason, I just felt really bad about not knowing how to get her to latch, and I just wanted her to do skin to skin with me as much as she could. She would latch, and then she would go off. She did that the whole time we were in the hospital, and I mean up to when we were being discharged. Like, I'm waiting for Tony to bring the car. And how about we didn't even have no car seat? Well, I had a car seat, but it was in my car. But the thing was, I didn't have the car seat just sitting at the house. I was afraid. I was like, my baby's gonna starve. Like, 48 hours is a long time not to eat. Like, what am I doing wrong type of deal? But I wasn't doing anything wrong. If anyone has experienced that, or you are pregnant and you're watching this and something like that happens, you aren't doing anything wrong. Just breastfeeding is hard. The whole vagina healing thing, disgusting. I'm talking about, I was afraid to look at my vagina for like a whole month, okay? Like, I was like, a whole baby just came out of there. Like, oh, my little girl came out 6 pounds 13 ounces. She was eating like this. Me and her kind of got in our little groove, and I would just hold her close to me and she would start to do it on her own. So that's how I feed her now. And so I had to learn, like, not everything is in the books, like, for real. I know my mom say that all the time, but as a new mom, that's what you want to do. You want to continuously read and see what everybody else has to say. You want to see the books, what the scholars wrote, like, this is fact type of thing. I don't know why I just did air quotes, but yeah, you think it's like hard facts, but that was something I had to figure out on my own. And it took me a while. I didn't leave my room at all. And I know y'all thinking, like, didn't you have to shower, do your hair, brush your teeth? You don't got time for that. I'm gonna let you know right now, there was times where I probably didn't shower for 2 days, didn't brush my teeth. Like, I was funky, okay? That's how much, like, this whole new mom thing takes from me. Like, everybody be like, ooh, get used to not getting no sleep. Like, that's not really what a expecting mother wants to hear, but it's for real. Like, what is sleep type of deal. I might be able to go make me some food, or I might be pumping. Pumping might take me like 30 minutes. But I'm going to make another video branching off from breastfeeding.
Ooh, and this one's huge.
It's literally falling out of my bra. I will say that I inherited the new mom superpowers, and it made me like really proud to, I don't know, just to be able to have that gift that so many other mothers talk about. It's completely different when you actually experience it. So we got our own little thing, you know, we in sync now. And I started to learn her cries. That's one of the things I think most moms can be proud of. I can hear my kid from anywhere in the house. If I'm downstairs and she makes a whimper, like I know it's her. It's kind of like an instinct. Even if I can't hear her, it's like I feel like I need to go upstairs type of thing. And I go up there and she up here awake. But I started realizing, like, as a new mom, there were things that I would have needed my grandma's help for that I had to do or figure out. The baby's crying and I gotta go pee, or I gotta go brush my teeth. So I'm like literally holding the baby, get my tissue, rip it off, wipe my butt. Same thing with making her bottles. I'm like, oh, this is nothing. You know, I got her on my shoulder. Let me warm this up with this hand. Da da da. Boom. No, still had to learn how to just do a lot of stuff by myself that I didn't think, you know, you could do. You know, when you're holding a baby, you're like, you want to be as careful as possible, but it's like your body just knows how to work with your child. I don't know if I can explain that. It's one of the superpowers. Aside from the mom superpowers, you get mom bod. Now I will say that's one of the things that I wouldn't say embarrassed about, but I still have that in between body. Like, I'm not back to my normal self, but of course I'm not as big as I was. Most people, they just be like, girl, you snap right back, you still small, and I am. But I know what my body used to look like, and I now know that it doesn't look the same to me. My throat is dry, y'all. My favorite parts about motherhood, I mean, just everything about her is just amazing. The things that make me like happiest are the smallest things, like her first. I'm pretty sure I cried at her first laugh, and it was in her sleep. I cried. I heard her laugh in her sleep, and I just cried. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And I cried at her first spit up. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I've never seen her spit up before. Hormones still working their ways out, you know. Now that she's responding to me, you know, when I say peekaboo or good morning, like, she's a super happy baby. She's a morning baby, and just seeing her smile. The hardest parts right now, and still in the beginning, are baths. Wiggly ass baby who can't hold her head up. Then you gotta hold her, and you put soap on her so she become even more wiggly and slippery, and then it's a lot. Okay? Yes. You want me to get her while you get the bottle? Yeah. She's yelling at me. Has no book. And she's hungry right now, so y'all about to see her act the fool and act like she want to eat my boob. Don't show out for the folk. Don't do me like that. Now at 2 months, every day I try to work on visual stimulation with her, and she really likes him. She's a good baby. Like, oh, she just drool all on me. She drools all the time. Like, you would think she was teething. She drools so much. And she does most of her playing like on her back, like I guess that's when she feels most free. I don't know. She sleeps the longest in the bed with me. She only cries when she's hungry, or she'll get fussy if she's sleepy. Motherhood for me is amazing. I got my parents, her dad, my sisters, extended family. Like, everyone helps me out if I need it. This is like a whole new type of love. Like you see people talk about it, you know, I was a whole different person before you came along. For real. For real. Like, it all sounds cliche, but it's for real. Like, I never knew how much I needed this little girl. I say later on my chest, I got home, and I'm gonna let y'all know. People talk about postpartum depression. I did not experience that, and I do pray for anyone who does experience that. I experienced like overwhelming emotions. I'm gonna say, like, for the first week and a half, almost 2 weeks, I cried every day, but I wasn't sad. It was literally like every time I looked at her, I was just like, I can't believe she's finally here. Like, I waited so long for her. I couldn't believe she was mine. Like, she was just so beautiful. They were always happy tears. You know, I talked to my parents about it, and I was like, I can't stop crying. I just love her so much. And they're like, you know, that's fine, but don't let it become obsessive. Like, you know, you can't do anything without her. Still remember yourself. and who you are and what you should be as a mom for her, if that makes sense. Probably cried like 3 more times after that. I would just, when she's laying down, I would put my head, my forehead on her forehead, hold her hands, and I would just cry. Someone asked if I had 24 hours in a day, what would I do with the extra hour? Sleep. I'm not gonna say nothing all motivational, intellectual. Sleep. People don't even realize like how important sleep is. Like, as a new mom, I need all that. Let me get all the sleep I can get. I need time to replenish, rest, give my mind a break, and give my body some downtime as well. Let me catch up on them Z's. About hair growth, postpartum emotions, my view of parenting now. Honestly, I talked about the postpartum a little bit, but I feel like that's a whole separate video, so that might have to be another episode. I would say, as far as my view of parenting, we're still learning. We're both learning, so give me a couple more months and we might have a video on that. As far as hair growth, I think my hair used to be like right here. Now it might be about right here. I know it touches about the middle of my back now. So whatever this is, I guess that's where I said, somewhere around there. Prenatal vitamins, pretty much did all that. So yeah, that was my welcome to motherhood. I think I'm doing a bang up job, because it's super hard and I haven't let it beat me up. There's been nights where I've cried because I felt overwhelmed, but I would say out of the 2 months that she's been here, that has only happened maybe about 2-3 times. And that could have been just a hard day for me, or I don't know. But overall, my welcome to motherhood is amazing. So I do thank y'all for sending me questions or conversations prior to this that allowed me to speak on some things. I will be back with more. Of course, this is just the first episode. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, and whatever else you can have, just let me know. We all here to chat it up.